Welcome to Estimates, the official unofficial Booster Club podcast of the U.S. Census. You know, I got a call from the census the other day, and they said we need you now more than ever. I'll tell you more about that later. But anyway, getting to the show itself, we have, last week we had a Home Alone episode, where due to technical difficulties, Tej, Mavi, and Hamilton were in charge. Mavi, sadly that was his final episode for the month of June. So we'll see him back later. But how do you guys think that show went?
It was fun. It was definitely interesting. There were a lot of things that we couldn't do without you. Mostly
like fact checking.
Yeah, like fact checking. We sort of just like said what we had discussed and then kind of just moved on.
Yeah, I listened through to that. You had some interesting points you all made. Do you remember what the last topic was?
I have it in my book somewhere, but I don't have my book.
You leave the kids at home and they don't even know. Last week, you talked about how many donuts cops eat.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Did you find any information on that?
I saw some donuts. I found some cups at a Dunkin' Donuts on a walk.
Oh, did they have any information for you?
No, I avoided them.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, then I guess we'll have to see. Mavi, I'm sure, has a good answer there. So we'll move on to that for now.
I heard Mavi wrote several papers on it.
Oh, good. Well, so then we'll have him on next week to explain his doctorate. But in the meantime, this is going to come out later, but this is our 4th of July episode.
No.
Cue the music. Dun, 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 dun. So does anyone have any American-themed questions?
How many Mount Rushmore heads are there?
Oh, man.
There's a bunch.
There's a bunch.
Micro heads.
Do you know about the park where all the reject American president heads are?
No.
Yeah. There's a park outside DC, or like I don't know, like just a lot that has a whole bunch of reject stone carvings of American presidents' heads.
That sounds
They're like giant.
That sounds like a place I want to visit. That sounds like a ton of fun.
Oh, not Rushmore scale, though.
No, but like way bigger than a person. Like the head is bigger than you.
Oh,
wow. That's super cool.
You look to see how like different heads have corroded. It's pretty fun. I think it closed. I think they got Reagan. I think that was the last one they got, and then that like park closed down. But so there's probably a few Mount Rushmore heads out there somewhere for all you fans at home. If you don't have any American questions, then we'll have to have our fans write into estimatespodcast.gmail.com.
Oh, I could have an American question.
I have an American question as well.
Or rather, a 4th of July.
Okay, go ahead. Who thinks they have a lightning round question? Who thinks they have a not speedy round question?
How many fireworks do you think have gone off in June in New York City?
Oh, wow. Okay. I guess we're going with that question then. So let me think. Maybe is the way to do this block by block.
Wait. So you're saying how many fireworks have gone off in total? Like individual fireworks?
Yes, individual fireworks, not like events.
Okay. And what's the time period for it?
June.
In New York City.
In New York City.
Okay, interesting.
And there are 30 days in June, right?
Yes, I found that out recently.
Good to confirm that.
Mm-hmm.
Good even number.
All right, so
does anyone know? Does anyone know when? So for those of you not in New York City, we've been having pretty constant like nighttime fireworks every day for a while.
Even daytime fireworks sometimes.
Even daytime fireworks. That's right.
Notoriously hard to see, but pretty easy to hear.
But Does anyone know when that like trend of constant fireworks from, say, 9 p.m. to like 5 a.m., when that started? Was that in June, or did that start before June and it's just been continuing?
I feel like maybe it started a little bit before, but I feel like we can kind of average things out for an average June day. That's pretty substantial.
I will say,
Because
am I allowed to actually guess now that it's my question?
yeah, go for it. I mean, unless you know the answer.
I don't.
Unless you know. Wait, but Hamilton, I do need what is a firework to you? Does it count as anything that, like, I don't know, uses gunpowder to make a spark?
I would say it had to shoot up into the air, so it's not like those firecrackers that, like,
Got it.
you drop on the ground or you throw at your friends. It has to have like some rocket-like quality.
It has to leave your hand.
I hope it leaves your hand anyway, but it has to.
It should be intended to leave your hand.
It self-propels, usually upward.
Does it matter? Does it matter if it bursts and if it's like a pa and like a lot of things, or if it's just one of those and then like nothing at the end?
I guess so long as it's up in the air. But yeah, those also the individual bursts from like one of the ones that shoots off other ones. That's just one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, wait, quick note. Tej, do you have headphones in, by the way?
I do, yeah.
Okay, good. Never mind. You can keep going.
So those whizzers that don't explode at the end but make a sound going up, those count?
Yes.
Okay.
The sound doesn't matter. The air time is what counts here. The propellation.
Well, I mean, it can't just be a bird, so like the sound does matter.
but do birds use gunpowder?
That's a good point.
Do birds explode?
Well, it can't be a bullet either.
Oh, okay, all right, but okay, all right.
So
gentleman's agreement here.
So here's what I'll say. I think fireworks would be more prevalent in the not like in the outer boroughs than they would be in Manhattan. I believe. Although I can't confirm that or attest to it because I haven't been to Manhattan in a while.
I think that there's generally less residential roof access in Manhattan, especially per capita, and that's usually where these things are going off. Sometimes in the streets, and also just like general, more seemingly police presence by density in Manhattan. So it'll be a little bit harder.
I'm still going to advocate for what looks like an average city block because initially I was thinking, oh yeah, the boroughs that aren't going to have as many are going to be Manhattan and Staten Island. But I'm realizing now that Staten Island will probably actually have a higher rate per capita because of all the space, because of the people that have access to New Jersey and cars.
Yeah.
So I think the thing to do is just to like average out fireworks per block and then multiply by however many blocks you think there are in New York City.
Oh God, that's its own estimate.
That's insane.
How many? Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say we average out a day of a neighborhood and then multiply it by neighborhoods. Because I mean, at least in Queens, definitely way more street level, fireworks going on, and definitely predominantly in the hours of like 9 to 5. And in the hours of 9 to I would say in the hours of 9 to 3 a.m. it's at least just in my neighborhood at least one or at least 2 every minute.
What?
But not constant, right? So
that's
I guess
much different from my experience.
It would average out to, I don't know, 1 every 5 minutes, one every 2 to 5 minutes.
I've heard at a maximum in my like vicinity 5 in an hour, and usually just like 1 every couple of hours, and only in like the recent weeks. So we've had very different experiences.
Yeah.
Like it would probably average to 1 an hour from 9 to 3.
Wild.
Yeah.
Well, it's very. I mean, the more space you have, like, there's definitely more security of like
Totally.
shootings. And also like not getting caught. If you look around on like a average street in Queens, you're like, yep, no cops here. But like in a Brooklyn Street where there's like a tall apartment on one side, a few houses over there, a few stores, a few apartments. I don't know. It's like it's riskier.
Yeah, I mean,
someone could snitch easier.
I will say that it is slightly problematic, and I do think that there will be more explosions in low income neighborhoods. Not only because cops are like actively putting fireworks into those neighborhoods. Like there are people finding boxes of fireworks on the street with no with like just left on the street, and kids obviously are going to explode those. Also, it's going to be more prevalent in low income neighborhoods just because a lot of times fireworks are used to mask the sound of gunshots. So that's something to just note.
Can you tell us more about this campaign by the police to leave fireworks around the city for random explosions? What's that about?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, I thought it was
the census really wants to know more about this.
Yeah, I thought it was insane too. But there are full like videos of either cops leaving fireworks on the street or firefighters and cops exploding fireworks in low-income neighborhoods, like specifically going to low-income neighborhoods and doing it, or people exploding fireworks right next to police precincts and not getting charged for it or anything like that, just because cops are just complicit in it. It's kind of crazy.
Is this part of a NYPD campaign to make police seem cool? Is that correct? A correct reading on the situation,
or necessary?
I doubt it. Yeah,
where will you get your fireworks from?
I doubt it's for cool. I think it's just more to promote unrest and like less sleep, honestly, and cause more confusion, because again, historically, and this I don't know about like now, but historically, there has been more violent like gun crime on days where it's expected that there will be fireworks.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So let's okay. Well, you can tell me how many average fireworks do you think there are per neighborhood. The problem is that we still have to figure out how many neighborhoods there are.
Yeah,
and they also
it's
vary
also
by
wildly
size.
Different, because clearly your neighborhood and my neighborhood there's very different rates of fireworks.
All right, so I'm gonna throw out a number here. I'm gonna say that in the average New York City block, including all 5 boroughs, there's gonna be during the like daytime hours, or let's say like 12 daytime hours, there's a firework every 15 minutes, so 4 fireworks an hour for 12 hours. And then during the nighttime, there's 1 every 5 minutes. So 4 times 12, and then 12 times 12 means that's 16 times 12. Stick with me, which is 144.
Wait,
I lost you. Yeah, I lost you a while back.
Hold on.
I'm listening.
Plus 4 times 12, which is 48, and that's very close to 200 total. So I'm gonna say the average New York City block has an average of 200 fireworks a day. And now I'm gonna go to you guys to figure out
the average New York City block has 200 fireworks a day. So like each block are like, but there's overlap. So are those the same fireworks?
A block, I'm saying, is like a car driving down that street. So if you were a car that drove down the street all day, you'd see 200.
Okay, but you can't necessarily extrapolate that too easily because blocks, you can't multiply by blocks because fireworks cover multiple blocks.
Yeah,
possibly.
I'm just trying to get you data here, Hamilton.
I think it might be more useful to just like try to think. I mean, blocks. Hamilton's right in that like if I heard fireworks, 3 blocks away, I would consider them on my block because fireworks are so loud and so prevalent, and I would very much be like, oh, that happened right next to me.
To be clear, though,
okay.
While I appreciate the data, I would like the final number to be the total number of fireworks in the city, not the average.
Yeah,
the total number.
Okay.
Well, okay, but we gotta move from somewhere.
Sure, I'm just reading.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna try to go for neighborhood, and then we can try to extrapolate from there. But I like what you were doing with your numbers, Joey, and I'm gonna try to do something similar. I'm gonna say during the daytime in a neighborhood. I'm very comfortable saying your number, like working your numbers out, are correct, but instead of block, it should be neighborhood. So in every neighborhood, there's 200 fireworks a day. I'm comfortable saying that. That sounds.
Wow, whoa!
Fireworks.
So this changes a lot.
I mean, I could see. I think it's higher than it is, but I think it's on the same scale that I'm thinking.
All right, you know what? Fine. I'll extrapolate from my block point to say that a lot of blocks and people are sharing experiences, but I'm gonna multiply it by 5 and say there's 1,000 fireworks per day per neighborhood.
I think that's a lot.
Well, but here's the thing: is that. Are you counting each time someone like shoots up a firework as one firework, or if someone has a unit of fireworks, is that like 5 fireworks?
I think we decided that it was every firework individual is counted as one firework.
Some of those come off in clusters of like 20 though. So
yeah, I'm gonna stick with my 1,000. Okay, so we're saying somewhere from 200 to 1,000 per neighborhood. That's a good start.
So that's
per day.
30,000 per neighborhood. By that metric in the month of June.
Right, or 200 times 30. So
6,000.
6,000?
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
So between 6,000 and 30,000?
Times the number of neighborhoods.
Times the number
How many
of
neighborhoods do we think there are?
In New York City.
Some estimates.
I'm gonna estimate there's 100 neighborhoods. No, I'm gonna say there's 120 neighborhoods
in New York City. I'm gonna say
that sounds right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there are. So just in Queens, there's at least there's like major districts, and then there's neighborhoods within them. I would say probably 200 neighborhoods in New York City.
Oh, all right.
Those numbers, when calculated out, come to, on the low end, Tej's 120,000 fireworks in the month of June, to Joey's 3,600,000 fireworks in the month of June.
That sounds right to me. That's about a firework per family.
Firework per family.
That feels both right and special.
The new de Blasio program.
And any last lightning round questions?
I got you.
Go ahead.
Give me a state.
Kentucky.
How many cross burnings in Kentucky in June?
Oh my god.
3 million. No. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 1,000.
Damn it! Estimates.
That's estimates. Oh God. What a question to end on. Thanks, Tej.
Estimates.
Really capturing the spirit of Trump Census Bureau.
How many cross burnings in June? It's pretty insane. Jeez. Oh, recording. Hi, Joey. How are you? Oh, look at you, looking all good. All right, goodbye.